as promised, Jamie Boyum. Jamie, it's looking a little windy out there, and a little interesting scene there behind you.
Yeah, it is. Of course, I'm wearing this for my eye protection in the wind and the sun. But as you can see behind me, we got a truck with a bit of an issue.
Maybe one or two.
From what I understand, it runs because they pulled it away from where this actually happened here on Ash Lane in Kilgore. And I just found out about this a little bit ago. A little bit of damage in Kilgore, a few places. I talked to someone at the fire department and found out about this particular instance. Of course, Brigida's Hungarian restaurant over on 31 is closed right now because the roof was torn off over there. The owner didn't even know about it until he came to work this morning. Pulled up, he saw a little bit of debris in the parking lot there. He's like, oh, what's that? And he looks up and he sees some tin pulled up on the roof, goes around to the other side. The roof is gone. It just completely peeled off and blew into the drive-through lane. Okay, so fortunately they were closed at the time. That could have caused some big problems if somebody was waiting on some schnitzels or something. I mean, huge surprise there. But he's got several roofers out there looking at the damage. It is leaking inside the building. A strange little thing I may not get into on my story that's going to be running tonight is it actually has two roofs. I don't know if that helped it or not, but there's a roof, and then over the top of it is another roof. I mean, like a full roof. So it pulled the tin off of that outside, the top roof. And, it's pretty bad. I mean, they have power to the building right now, but they got to shut down. I mean, and they are just, like I said, taking bids on from roofers right now. I got some pictures, video, interview, things like that. There's a web extra that I can't get out from here. I tried to send it, and it's like, no, I'm not going from where I'm at in Kilgore. So I'm going to take you on a little walk here. I heard about this a while ago. And here is a tree, kind of large. Sort of hard to see what I'm doing there. Can you see it?
Yeah, definitely. We can see the full scope. Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. Is that where the truck fell and they were able to move the truck?
Well, the truck didn't fall. The tree did, though.
Right. Is that where the truck was placed?
I'm checking for falling trucks. Don't see any. Okay. Let's go over here, take a look, a little closer look. Of course, this is the crew over here. Hard at work, see?
Hi.
I think they got to take it slow because, I mean, take a look at this. So that's what happened there.
So what's the process of cleaning that up? They just have to cut around it and get a whole bunch of those people to...
They've already cut a lot of it off, and kind of piled it up over here. They were able to take that one pickup and move it around the other side. It does still run. Part of the tree impacted the roof up here, and they're kind of taking that off. They do have two vehicles in the garage, but they're kind of stuck there right now. For some reason, they can't seem to get them out. But here, let me take you around to the other side. I'm live. Nobody cuss. Okay. All right. So here's a look from this side. So fortunately, nobody was in any of these vehicles when this happened. And as you can see, this is a SWEPCO vehicle right there. Apparently, the husband here works for SWEPCO. But it impacted this truck as well. And then also the other one, which they had moved. The homeowners tell me that they were at home in the house at the time when this fell last night, around 9 o'clock or so. And fortunately, it fell away from the house. She tells me that actually the tree was kind of leaning towards the house, but I guess the way the wind was blowing over here, it fell this way. And big, huge oak tree of some kind. It just munched everything that was in the driveway.
Did they say what it sounded like on the impact? Were they able to hear it over all of the wind and everything else?
Oh yeah, they heard it. Oh yeah, they heard it, and they came outside to check it out. Saw the big tree. Got a glimpse of the vehicles over here, but of course it was very dark and raining, so they really didn't get a good look at everything until this morning. Obviously, they've taken the day off to try to get this situation figured out, and so like I said, fortunately, nobody in any of the vehicles at the time, and it took out 3 vehicles. I still cannot believe how this tree hit this vehicle in particular. I'm not an insurance adjuster, but it might be totaled.
It just might be. So was this, speaking of, SWEPCO, did it hit any power lines on the way down?
I think they maybe still had power initially.
Okay.
I think, but they don't right now.
Yeah.
I think SWEPCO had come out. Some of these lines that are around here, I was told, were hanging pretty low. But I think SWEPCO's been out here and has tightened everything up, got the lines all back where they're supposed to be. But yeah, they don't have power at this point, and I'm sure representatives from SWEPCO may have noticed this logo.
Possibly.
I think the guy that drives it is some kind of supervisor or anything.
Got it.
I mean, I have talked to SWEPCO about
Right,
this.
of course.
But because they didn't really have anything to do with it. But yeah, it's a pretty shocking thing to walk out your front door and see this in the morning.
Just a bit. Did you get an estimate on how long is this cleanup process just on the cutting and removing of the tree? Not even counting, what the cars do, but.
Yeah, it's they'll probably get it moved today. But it's kind of hard to say. They've been working on it for a while now, and obviously because here's this is the debris that they've already moved right here. So and actually there's guys or guy, I think. Well, there was up on the roof. They might be inside the garage actually right now. They tell me that some of the roof fell down and sort of damaged the 2 vehicles that are inside there, but not really badly. Obviously, these 3 were the ones that were banged up the worst in this whole deal.
All right. Well, it sounds like, a terrible position to be in, but when you're looking at, it could have been the house, it could have been the power lines, and it fell right in between the 2. Not to take away from, the issue at hand, but it sounds like, the best case scenario in a no-win situation, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's they're very thankful that nobody got hurt in this whole thing, and of course. Kilgore fared much better than Picton did. That was, I was out there last night, and they just, the fire chief out there told me there were 19 homes that were damaged. Unsure how badly at the time because it was like as soon as I got out there, it got dark. So it was really difficult to see anything because they didn't have power. But there's quite a bit of damage out there. But by some miracle, nobody was hurt there either. So.
That's definitely the takeaway silver lining there. Jamie, thanks for calling in. I'm sure we will hear about this later on in our newscasts.
You bet. And I'll get some web extras sent to you sometime when I'm not in a cell hole.
As soon as you're able to get service. All right. Well, then we will hear from you soon then, Jamie. Have a great afternoon.
All right. You too.